Hi everyone, it's Linda from Be Clear. Today I'm talking about my playlist on my YouTube channel. You might not realize it, but there are playlists. And before I put together this YouTube channel, I had no idea what a playlist was. But working with a consultant, we set up my YouTube channel so that there are playlists that follow the Be Clear method. So Be Clear is my book. It's an acronym. So B is for breathing, E is for exercise, C is for clearance of airways, L is for laughter, E is for eating and drinking, A is for alternative therapies, and R is for relaxation, rest, and sleep. So today I want to talk about alternative therapies, and actually we're talking at the same time about rest and relaxation. Now, in my book, I say alternative therapies might not be for you. You might never have tried any and they might not interest you, and I totally support you on your approach. But I've always been somewhat experimental and been interested in different therapies. I've tried quite a few over the years. I've tried Reiki and acupuncture, acupressure, reflexology, and some funkier ones I won't mention, but be that as it may, that's just my nature. So when I was diagnosed with bronchiectasis, it just made sense for me to try to find a therapy that would help me to heal. So what do I mean by that? I would say relaxation is a big part of healing, stress reduction. You can learn to do better breathing and clear your airways and exercise, but if you're not trying to reduce your stress level, if you're feeling anxious all the time, then in my way of thinking, then it's going to impede your healing. So I wanted something that I could do on my own. I really didn't want to go for acupuncture, although I had done it over the years, because what I found with acupuncture is that it was helpful, but then after a few days, I just didn't feel the benefit. So there was no way for me to do it on myself. And I wanted to find something where if I wanted to treat myself and go to a practitioner for a session, I would be able to do that. But at the same time, I wanted to kind of keep things flowing at home. So that's why I experimented a bit. And living in New York City, believe me, there's everything you can imagine. But I went to this workshop on Jin Shin Jitsu. So it was a woman who, for a couple hours, went over the philosophy of this ancient Japanese practice. And then the group, there were about 15 of us, she gave us a few different what are called holds, ways of positioning your hands on your body to encourage the flow of energy. So, as many of you already know, energy is often referred to as prana or chi. And energy, according to these ancient systems of healing, including yoga, Ayurvedic medicine, that sometimes there can be a blockage. And what the goal is to get the energy moving. So it's very complicated. Anyone who starts to look at Chinese medicine, for example, thinks, oh my goodness, this is very complicated. But the beauty of doing these practices is you don't really have to understand everything behind it. You don't have to get a degree in acupuncture. You could still practice something like the Art of Jin Shin, which is what I currently do, without understanding a lot of the philosophy. With that said, I do like to have a better understanding, and although that first workshop was illuminating, I didn't feel a connection with that particular practitioner. So I was fortunate to find Alexis Brink at Jin Shin Institute. And since knowing her and since going for my treatment, she actually has written several books. This is one, The Art of Jin Shin, because when you start to understand the concepts and when you start to feel the difference, it does become a bit of an art form where you get to know your body and you can learn to help to address any particular challenges that you are experiencing. Or these challenges in the Art of Jin Shin are referred to as projects. So rather than have problems, we have projects. So if you have, for example, you get headaches a lot, you have lower back pain, you have congestion, these would be referred to as projects. Fortunately, because I do live in the city, there were some in-person self-help workshops that I went to. I think I attended maybe 4 of them. So I definitely got the gist of what I needed to do. And at one point, when I was writing my book and really couldn't focus anymore on the study of Jin Shin, I said to myself, you know what, Linda, you've got it. You've got some really good flows that you enjoy doing that help you relax, and just stay with that and don't feel compelled to learn everything about this beautiful art form right now. Over time, you can add on, but you know how to make yourself feel better. So fortunately, Alexis has allowed me to post some of her videos here on my channel, and I really appreciate it. And because she's just so amazing. I mean, certainly having sessions with her in person where she was working on my body were illuminating. It helped me to see that the practice is very effective. That's one of the first things I did right away is I did go to her. I'm like, okay, let me see how this works. Let me see if I'm going to feel better. A little skeptical. But I did. And then I learned how to keep that feeling going on my own. So do check out her videos. I will be doing other videos where I'm demonstrating different practices. But, well, let me just do this one for you right now. If you've gotten to know me through social media, you know I like to be very organized. So the central source flow, in my mind, is a way of sort of organizing my energy. There's just something about this flow that I really enjoy. And I often do it if I wake up too early and want to see if I can fall back to sleep. Or I do it even while I'm watching television, because the beauty of Jin Shin is that you don't have to, it's not like meditating where you have to put aside this time. You can do these flows even while you're at the doctor's office, waiting to see the doctor. Perhaps not the one I'm going to show you because it's very obvious that you're doing something, but there are certain flows, especially the one that she does with her fingers, where you could just be sitting there doing this flow, and nobody would know what you're doing. But the main central source flow is where you put your right hand on the top of your head, and then your left hand goes to your forehead, and you're just very lightly placing your hands, and you're breathing. I don't think I was breathing while I was recording this, not very deeply. So you're just breathing, and you might feel pulsation. So that's the energy starting to become more organized. And what you do is you just go down your body where you put your fingers on the tip of your nose, and again, take some breaths. And how long you decide to stay at a particular spot is really up to you. Sometimes I'll do the whole thing in maybe 5 minutes. Sometimes I'll do it in 15. But it really depends on me on that given day. So as I said, you're holding until you feel pulsation, and you're working your way down your body to your nose, and then right here, in this notch area, and then between your breaths, and this is really good for breathing right here, just waiting until you feel that pulsation come up, and solar plexus area. I think I added this. I think that's a Linda thing, but that's what I do. But as I said, she has everything in her book. I get a little creative. And then down towards your belly button, and then towards your pubic bone. And then the last step is you take your hand that's on your head and you put it in the back. So you're just sort of sandwiching your body between your two hands and just breathing and nourishing energy. So I hope you enjoy this, and please check out Alexis's other videos as well as her YouTube channel. Take care.